Hello, I'm your host, Ismay Chels, and welcome back to Storytime Thursdays. Today's video is audiobook of Chapter 3, Part 1 of Book 2, Rising Tides of the Great Battle for Amerikhanta. Now it's the month of March on the 18th, and the United Union Confederate Front was just outside their camp at the Great Eastern Railroad Railhouse in Massachusetts, Ellsworth. While they were near the railhouse, Generals Lee, Grant, Sherman, and Stonewall Jackson and their troops all got into defensive position and set up their artillery cannons. As well as readying their muskets while crouching behind an ancient stone and brick wall, where they waited for the army of the Northern Dark to appear on the horizon. When the army of the Northern Dark did appear, Generals Lee and Grant gave the order to fire the muskets at the army of the Dark, while Generals Sherman and Stonewall Jackson gave the order to fire the cannons at the approaching army of the Dark. Now the battle of the defense of the last great railroad had begun. During the battle, the great army of Amerikhanta were successful in fighting against the army of the Dark, and they also managed to hold them back, which bought more time for the CEO of the Great Eastern Railroad and his workers to complete work on the Great Transatlantic Railroad. But also during the battle, Ard sent a telegraph to the leader of the Mazai Blazon seafaring people named Chieftain Thomas Norway of the Wellington Esme Emerson family, in the hopes that he would aid them in the battle against the armies of the Dark. After he received the telegraph, Thomas Norway boarded his family's ship, the SS Evenstar. So he and his son sailed to the province state of Massachusetts, Ellsworth, in Amerikhanta. Upon arriving in Massachusetts, Thomas and his son joined the Great Army of Amerikhanta. Later during the battle, the CEO of the Great Eastern Railroad and his employees finally managed to finish the Great Transatlantic Railroad. Then back at the battlefield, the Army of Amerikhanta was again successful in fighting against the Army of the Dark. Now, the army of the dark retreated and went back to the Fortress of Shadows in Arizona Sinalo. Or so that's what it appears to be what's happening. After they appeared to have retreated, Arn said to Minuit Hera, "Did the army of the dark retreat?" With hearing that, Minuit Hera said, "I think so. It appears that way." Thanks for watching. See you all again tomorrow for audiobook of chapter 4 of The Rising Tides of the Great Battle for amarykhanta. Like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to hit that little notification bell so you don't miss a video.